Today's coverage of the IHSA Football Championships is proudly presented by Country Companies Insurance. When it matters most, the country's behind you. And by Pepsi. Nothing else is a Pepsi. From Illinois State University, Sports Channel presents the 1997 Illinois High School Association Football Championships. We start with the 1A game featuring the Rebels of Stark County against the Pirates of Galena. And welcome to Hancock Stadium here on the campus of Illinois State, and happy Thanksgiving. I'm Mike Lederman along with Jack McInerney. We are here for the first of 6 state championship finals. We'll bring them to you on Sports Channel between now and tomorrow night. We hope you don't shop till you drop, but can sit back and enjoy the ball games with us. Jack, we've got the 1A game. Stark County, Galena, both small schools, about 300 total enrollment. A lot of girls there, too, but the boys are playing football, and they have 2 very high-powered offenses. Stark County, they've got a couple of backs to churn out the yardage.
They certainly do, and the old adage, if it's not how you start but how you finish, Stark County lost their very first ball game and now has won 13 in a row. They have outstanding running backs in Wes Mayhair. He's only a sophomore, gained 1,300 yards as a freshman, and now as a sophomore, a veteran sophomore, with 1,200 yards.
And you look at Justin Knowles, he's in the tandem too, 1,300 yards for him.
1,300 yards. The big key with him is 16 touchdowns and almost a 7-point average. You go to the senior when you need the money, and he's the money back for him.
Well, like Stark County, Galena is in its first final. They are loaded, 13-0, and they've got a couple of runners. You can call them running backs 1 and 1A, Michael Cox and Michael Bratton.
Well, Cox is the big key, but the key to it is he's hurt. He probably will not play today. He's got a bad hamstring. You can see the stats there, but the big key is they lose 21 touchdowns with his loss, but they go to the number 2 guy who also wears number 2, and that's Mike Bratton. He had 292 yards against Arcola, and he is the guy that will pick up the slack for Michael Cox.
292 yards in one game. That's a season for a lot of folks. Meanwhile, we'll have it all for you in just a minute. Let's meet both teams now. Here's the public address announcer, Jeff Britzer.
Ladies and gentlemen, here are the starting lineups for today's Class 1A state championship. First, the defensive starters for Galena High School. Number 17, Brian Woolweber. Number 73, Nate McCoy. Number 85, Casey Kaiser. Number 55, Tori Hocker. Number 50, Josh Frank. 76, Tim Vincent. 45, Matt Ohms. Number 42, Clint Weenan. Number 28, Jeremy Werner. Number 15, David Herrick. Number 33, Eric Anger. The Pirates are coached by Charles Cordy. And now the offensive starters for Stark County. Number 44, Zach Anderson. Number 74, Ryan Pearson. Number 52, Clint Terwilliger. Number 56, Nathan Boudreau. Number 61, Noah Forlines. 79, Gabe Barta. Number 85, Chad Nelson. Number 10, J.L. Newton. Number 33, Jesse Stevens. Number 34, Justin Knowles. And number 20, Wes Mayer. The Rebels are coached by Gary Johnson.
Two veteran coaches, Gary Johnson, Chuck Cordy, both enjoying this trip tremendously. Also enjoying the trip tremendously, of course, coming down from Chicago and on the sidelines today, our old buddy Dyrol Joyner. How you doing, DJ?
Right now with the rain out here, but both coaches are really concerned about that, considering that we're playing on AstroTurf this afternoon. Both coaches are really concerned about the slickness of the AstroTurf. You talk about the Pirates coming in here, a very formidable offensive ground game, but with those guys running the ball most of the time, keep an eye out on their concentration and dedication. That's what Coach Chuck Cordy stressed in the pregame meeting to his team. Be very dedicated and concentrated, whereas the Rebels come in, Coach Gary Johnson said, we need to keep this to be a very low-scoring game, so keep the ball on the ground and keep focused. That will be the key for both teams as this day wears on, and hopefully the weather will hold up and it'll stop raining. Back to you guys up in the booth.
I hope you brought the rain gear, DJ, because we hope you don't need it either, but the way it poured this morning, anything's possible. Galena in the blue. There is Troy Hocker. He will kick off from the south to the north. Mayhair, number 20, the deep back for Stark County, and we are underway. Mayhair at the 5. And Wes Mayhair gets up to about the 20-yard line before he is met by a host of blue jerseys, a 16-yard return, and he is stopped originally by Eric Moore, a defensive back, a senior, and we are going to meet the starting lineup here for Stark County. A couple of big tackles, Pearson and Barta. Pearson's 260, Barta 248. Williger Boudreau at 4 lines in between them. And you're going to see a wing attack with Newton, the quarterback, Nelson Anderson, the end, Stevens, and the 2 big backs, Justin Knowles and the sophomore, Wes Mayhair. That's how he pronounces it. 1st and 10 from the 21, and the give right away to Mayhair. Mayhair dragged down after a short gain. A whole fleet of Pirates, led by Hawker, number 55, make the stop.
Okay, well, we're looking at a little power on the outside here, trying to get Mayhair bouncing out, but they do a nice job of stretching the defense, and the pursuit does a nice job of coming up. And that's a welcome to the big time for sophomore Wes Mayhair.
Stark County will put Van de Velde, number 21, on the right wing. Both ends in tight. 2nd down long. Again up the middle, the short yardage play. And Mayhair gets, again, a yard or 2 before stopped by the heart of that defensive line for Galena. Woolweber, McCoy, Frank, Kaiser, and Hocker. It is a senior group. Kaiser is an all-state player. And in the backfield, Vincent Alms, Casey Weenan, who's all-state, Werner, Herrick, and Eric Anger are the defensive backs. Clint Weenan, the monster back, is the junior there. And Tim Vincent, the linebacker, 6'5", 230, and he plays linebacker. 3rd down 8. Again, they try to run, and they go short. Very conservative offense here for Coach Gary Johnson, and they will be forced to punt.
Well, a lot of times, Mike, in the early going, you get a feel for what they're going to do defensively to different sets. In this particular case, I think Coach Johnson wanted to see the defense that they're going to be in, how they're going to play certain sets, and go from there. Give him an opportunity for his people up in the booth to get a feel for the defensive looks.
J.L. Newton, the quarterback, he will punt to the 2 deep backs for Galena. Wachter and Eric Anger, number 33, will watch it roll out of bounds. Excellent field position to start as the ball goes out around the 50-yard line. A short 26-yard punt. So Galena will get its offense going with a short field to work with. Jack, there is Chuck Cordy. Chuck from UW-Platteville, 10 years at the helm. Never played organized football, but he came to school 28 years ago. They needed a coach, and he's been there ever since.
Sometimes it pays to know nothing early. I should know.
Wishbone attack for Galena. The quarterback to throw wide open and looking for Matt Cordy. It's a touchdown right away. First play, 52 yards. Brian Murphy to Matt Cordy. They weren't going to open up with anything big, said Chuck Cordy. Well, he wasn't going to tell us, was he?
Well, no, his son isn't too big. He's only 5'10". great play action fake. Catch him early. The adrenaline's still up. Mistakes in the secondary. He has the win. Good play action. You can see right here, it's just a little bootleg. The guard pulls, and he is wide open on the post route. Number 7, Matt Cordy, the coach's son, 5'10", 174-pound senior.
4th touchdown for Cordy.
4th touchdown. He gets sacked after the throw, but he's pretty excited about it.
Ryan Murphy, 6'2", 170-pound quarterback, is celebrating right away. Hocker to try the extra point. It is up, and it is good. So 9:56 left here in the first quarter, and Galena has struck early. They lead it 7-0.
Well, the old adage, Mike, as we know from our opening, Stark County lost their very first ball game of the year and came back to win 12 straight. Now, on the very first play of the game in the state championship, they get scored on. So it'll be interesting to see how they respond.
There is Murphy. That whole play took 9 seconds. That's the drive. And here is Troy Hocker, who hopes he'll be a busy person off the tee today. And once again, he will kick it off to Mayhair in the middle for Stark County.
Troy Hocker again to kick off for Galena.
Start to a state championship game.
Well, that's the kind of thing that could be a stunner. Mayhair watches this one go through the end zone, and Stark County will start again from its 20. The wind, what there is of it, is coming right from Hocker's back, so he had a little boost. And now we will see second offensive series for J.L. Newton and the Rebels. Well, that's it. Short and sweet. One play, the 52-yard bomb. Pass catch. Murphy to Cordy. Again the wing, and again they go short. Nothing fancy, just crossing off the left side. And Mayhair brought down by Tim Vincent, number 76.
Well, talking with, excuse me, Mike, I'm talking with Gary Johnson before the game. He said they were going to stick with their bread and butter, which is the running game. But something to keep in mind, Galena returns 7 starters from last year's outstanding defense. Tough to run against a veteran group like that.
Second and a short 7. Coming through nicely. Number 33, Jesse Stevens, the wingback, stopped by David Herrick coming up from his free safety spot. And that's the first carry for Stevens, the senior who rushed for 540 yards a year ago.
Little wing counter here showing the misdirection that the wing T is made up of. They want to get those linebackers moving in a different direction. Comes back with the wing counter. Nice first down play.
Good for 1st and 10 from the 32-yard line. Again, tight formation, the wing T, and they give it to Mayhair. And Mayhair, again, working the right side of the Galena line. Troy Hocker brings him down after a gain of about, well, let's say 5-6 yards. Gary Johnson, guidance counselor at school, went to Western Illinois and Illinois State for his graduate degree. Been at the helm for 6 years since the school was founded. 2nd and 4. Mayhair finds a little daylight. Well, you can see the strategy. They've got those big tackles, Pearson and Barta, and they're just going to grind it out, and eventually under that 525 pounds, there may be some give in the Galena line.
Just a power play going off tackle, kicking out with the guard and letting Mayhair do his thing. A nice job, nice movement at the point of attack. And we have a timeout here, Mike.
Well, they've got a first down and 10 on the 45. We'll go away for a moment. Galena leading 7-0. 8:32 to go, first quarter. Stark County team. Right now, they're on a drive. Their second possession. 1st and 10 from their own 45. And again, inside handoff. Mayhair one more time. Tim Vincent brings him down. Mayhair already has got 23 yards on 4 carries. Let's go down to die roll.
Before the game, Coach Gary Johnson said his team has only thrown the ball about 3 times since 1973. He said that jokingly. Notice they have not changed their style at all. They will keep it on the ground. They have less than 500 yards on the in the air this year.
Gain of 4, 2nd and 6. Flag goes down. Mayhair goes around. gets close to first down yardage, but it looks like this one will be against Stark County. Yeah, interesting thing in the semifinal, though, they only threw 2 passes, both for touchdowns, and that won them the game against
6-man line. Gets the offense.
Too few linemen at the line of scrimmage, so this will be a 5-yarder. As we look at the officials, Jerry Frump is the referee from Naperville. The rest of the team, Richard Groove, Tom McCabe, Terry Piper, and Mark Trella.
Legal procedure. Gets the offense. 5 yards. Replay, 2nd down.
Well, you got to have 7 men on the line. That's a basic rule, so it'll cost them 5. From the 44-yard line, 2nd down, 11. And this time they do a double switch, and it fools nobody with Stevens, the tailback, getting smothered by Hocker, whose name we've been calling all morning long. Stevens.
Well, if you look at the lineup there, everybody was so tight, it really never had an opportunity to develop because it happened so fast. Oftentimes when you run a counter or reverse, you want to have the movement going so linebackers are flowing so the ball is shown in one direction, but that happened so fast nobody ever pursued because they were coming off the blocks, and didn't work too well, and obviously they're in a tough situation right here.
Loss of 2, 3rd and 13. Receiver split right. Van de Velde in motion as Newton looks, but Warren hops it over to Justin Knowles. It'll bring up a punting situation as this drive stalls at the 42-yard line.
Good shot there. Veteran coach Gary Johnson's done a great job in his 6 years at Stark County. 43-18 is his record. Overall, counting his years at Wyoming, he has 147 wins, 93 losses, and 6 ties. That's a tremendous record.
Newton to punt. Eric Anger at his own 27-yard line. Rushes on. Gets the kick away. Anger at his 32. And the knee goes right down, so that play will be dead right where Anger caught the ball after a 26-yard punt. 1st and 10 for Galena, and now we'll take a look at the Pirates offense that's already put 7 points on the board in one play. Montgomery, McIntyre, the center is Kurt Rosenthal, Stadel, and McCoy, a veteran line. The only junior is McIntyre. Murphy, the quarterback, Einsweiler, Brian Wohlweber, the receivers, Matt Cordy, he's already caught the touchdown pass, Gratton and Ohms. And the give is to Michael Gratton, and Gratton gets short yardage. He is brought down by Ryan Pearson, number 74. That 260-pound defensive tackle. As we look at the defense, Anderson and Pearson, Ortiz and Bardar, the defensive guards. Then Boudreaux and Anderson, and 4 lines and Terwilliger are the linebackers. Then Van de Velde, Johnston, and Knowles in the defensive backfield. The Country Company's starting lineup. Clock ticking, 6:28 to go. 2nd and 10, no gain. And the give to Gratton, and Gratton's got some room, and Gratton gets a dozen yards to the 45-yard line before he is dragged down by David Johnston. Michael Gratton gets his first burst.
Just a power play off tackle, kicking out and leading up, and this is the 2nd string back, Mike Gratton, who had almost 300 yards last week in the semifinals and 4 touchdowns. He's filling in for Michael Cox, and thus far has done a nice job.
Both are seniors. Gratton only 145 pounds. 1st and 10. To throw, in trouble, is Murphy. And Murphy gets away. And Murphy gets first down yardage. Brian Murphy escapes from Johnston and a whole bunch of rebels. He was dead for 10-yard loss, and he picks up a first down.
This was really a key play as he's scrambling here. Should have been tackled right there for a big loss.
Ortiz
does a nice job. Again, right in here, he bangs into his own man. And you can see just kind of poor angles of pursuit, but he makes a nice play there to get the first down. That was a great job by Brian Murphy.
So he picks up 10, 1st and 10 from the 44-yard line of Stark County, and the give is to Eric Anger. Anger, the halfback, goes across the 40 to the 38-yard line as yardage is coming off in chunks. Noah Forlines, whose dad is helping us spot today, Father Gary, sees son Noah make the stop. There's a look at Brian Murphy. Again, not a spectacular quarterback, but he has certainly done the job all season long. Very adept, knows the offense. He's a senior. Gets the job done. He's also thrown for nearly 1,000 yards. So 2nd and 5. Here's the pitch. In trouble is Cordy, and Cordy nailed by Barter, number 79, Zach Anderson, number 44, coming in, and a big defensive stop there for Stark County.
Well, the momentum is obviously on Galena's side, but this is just a sweep, and they just come up right now. You can see there's a great job at contain right here by number 44, Zach Anderson, 6'2", 210-pound senior, turns the play in and slows it down until pursuit gets there.
Third down play, Will Weber split to the left.
Screen.
And here comes the screen to Grattan. Once again, Anderson had him, but let him go this time. And Grattan close to first down yardage, and more hugging that sideline, bumped out of bounds by Justin Knowles at the 20. What a play. Again, plenty of chances for the Rebels to get him, but here's the screen.
And it's kind of obvious because he drops back so far. He's not up and then reset, and just a real poor job of tackling right here. And Mike Grattan, 145-pound senior, does a nice job of getting down the sideline, picking up the first down.
Finally bumped out of bounds by Knowles after a 12-yard pickup. 1st and 10. Grattan again, and Grattan fighting his way to the 30. And that's a gain of 4. To the 29. Terwilliger, number 52, the all-stater at the linebacker spot, coming up to make the stop. Well, Galena is having it its way, and the fans, boy, there are a lot of folks from Galena here. Jack, who's running the gift shops?
I don't know, but I'm wondering who's taking the tickets at the general.
At Eagle Ridge, yeah.
That's right.
Well, right now, everybody is watching its team. Anger on the wing. Again, the gift to Grattan, and again, Anderson comes in, throws him for a loss. Zach Anderson making the play, and he's done that a couple of times today, and this is where Stark County needs the stops. As you look at Grattan's season, you can see nearly half of that came in the one game.
And it was a big game for him. They wouldn't be here right now if he didn't come through in the clutch when Michael Cox, their all-state running back, got hurt, and Michael Grattan stepped in and got the yardage and the touchdown.
4 touchdown runs, including an 82-yarder. 3rd and 7. Reverse play here, and here's the reverse. And Cordy's going to throw it. He's got a man. He's got him, and it is a touchdown to Einsweiler. Adam Einsweiler.
Close to a touchdown down to the 4-yard line. And
I'll check it. Yeah, he was knocked out of bounds. But Einsweiler all alone.
The pitch sweep that we saw before in the reverse, and he could have probably ran this for as far as he threw it. And again, wide open. Adam Einsweiler, 6 foot, 160-pound senior, and trick plays are the ones that bring him down.
David Johnston making the stop, so a 1st and goal with 3:21 to go. Galena already leading 7-0. They give it to Grattan, and Grattan gets a yard or 2 before he's brought down by Clint Terwilliger. Cordy has thrown a couple of passes this year, and he has thrown 4 touchdowns. And there he is getting his advice and getting the play from Father Chuck. Here's Matt. So 2nd and goal from the 2, under 3 minutes to go, 1st quarter. And Murphy sees something he doesn't like as he comes to the line of scrimmage, and we get a
Illegal substitution infraction against the offense. 5 yards.
Well, what he didn't like was the illegal substitution, but too late, and they'll go back 5 yards. So it's still a goal line situation.
Staying with the same play.
11th play of the drive. There's the situation. Galena with the ball and driving.
You know, aside from that big pass play, Mike, the thing that has hurt Stark so far is their tackling. 2 big runs by Murphy and Grattan, both on because of poor tackling.
Wishbone set, and they give it off to Matt Cordy. Cordy struggling through, gets a couple of yards. He was trapped behind the line. Justin Knowles had him, but Cordy still managed to fight his way before Nathan Boudreau brings him down inside the 5.
Well, they have two downs now to score.
3, it's 3rd down and goal at the 4-yard line.
And they're going to think about this.
Well, Galena's going to call a timeout. Murphy's going to go talk to his coach. Big play on 3rd and 4. But what we've seen here so far is that Galena has been able to vary its offense. They've used some of the bells and whistles, and so far it's all worked.
Well, throughout the season, for the most part, they've been a straight T full house team, occasionally going to the I. They're showing a little more versatility here, and probably because Michael Cox is out. And when you lose 21 touchdowns, your leading rusher, he's also the leading receiver. You've got to do some things to give yourself field position and to pick up the offense.
Let's go down to Tyrell Joyner.
All right, before the ball game, Coach Charles Corchi said that this ball game will come down to 5 big plays. We've seen 2 already, and I think he was pretty much true to form, saying that if his team stayed true to form to their running game as well as mixing it up with the pass, they will be victorious today. And right now, looking pretty good in the ball game here in the first quarter.
2 minutes, 15 seconds to go, first quarter, the 1A championship. Jack McInerney along with Mike Lederman. Dave Turner, our Sports Channel crew. Dave Berkson is our statistician. Got Brian Dyer on spotting. And there's the rushing statistics so far. It looks a lot more even than it is. The sprint out, this is Matt Cordy trying to circle right side. And he is short of the goal line.
Great job by number 83, the outside linebacker, Justin Morris. He just did a great job of stringing that out and stretching it to the sideline. He had nowhere to go. And Justin did a great job till his help came.
Well, they've got 3.5 yards to go for a touchdown. Einsweiler comes in along with Matt Cordy, and the quarterback had just gone to the bench, Brian Murphy.
And Hocker probably, well, they're not. I thought they might
91 yards already, first quarter. 4th down, 4th and goal. Receiver split left. Murphy looks in, he's got him. Einsweiler touchdown. Adam Einsweiler on the slant end. And just like that, just the way they diagram it, second touchdown of the quarter, and the second on the pass.
That was a real interesting, gutsy call. Stretched out the defense with 2 flankers and a double tight, and just pops it right to the tight end on a real little slant route right there, number 89, Adam Einsweiler, 6 foot, 160-pound senior, big catch. And a very gutsy call.
For Einsweiler, his 3rd touchdown of the season. Murphy has now thrown for 14, and the kick by Hocker is up and good. 2:06 to go. First quarter, Chuck Cordy's Galena Pirates up by 2 touchdowns.
Interesting that they have showed so much offense, Mike, because they really are noted for their defense. They had 7 starters coming back from last year's outstanding 12-1 team, and that was their forte coming into the season.
And they only give up fewer than 5 points a ball game. Here's the touchdown again.
This is really kind of an unexpected call when you have a real strong running game and you throw the ball from the 1-yard line. And obviously it was unexpected to Stark County, but it was a real good throw and even a better catch.
Einsweiler, a nice target at 6 feet, 160 pounds. There you see Murphy celebrating. And it is 14-0 for Galena in the Class 1A final. Hocker to kick it off. Mayer's had a busy day so far, back to return his 3rd kickoff here in the quarter. And again with the wind behind him, this one goes to the 5. Mayher, 15. Brought down at the 20. After a 15-yard return, Adam Webster, a running back, makes the stop for Galena. 13 plays, 67 drives, yards. Well, 12 more plays than he took on the first one, Jack.
Well, it didn't take them long. They had that big scramble by the quarterback, Murphy, and then, of course, the trick play with the reverse and then throwing the ball down to the 4-yard line. That covers a lot of ground.
So down 2 touchdowns, Stark County. Got to put up some offense. Can they still do it on the ground? Mayher again tries the left side. And again, short yardage. Brought down by the big linebacker, Tim Vincent.
Well, they're matching up. They're running behind Ryan Pearson, the left tackle, who is 6'4", 275 pounds. And they're running against a 204-pound tackle, so the matchup is a little difficult there.
Pick up a 3. Again, the pitch to the fullback. Check it, it's Justin Knowles this time across the 25 to the 27. And he gains 4. Vincent again in on the stop. Justin Knowles, 5'10", 170-pounder, 16 touchdowns. As you look at Gary Johnson,
And you see the gentleman there with the headphones on is the offensive coordinator, Coach Karstens. And his dad was the legendary Dick Karstens at Downers Grove North High School up in Chicago. And
you are a fount of knowledge.
Well, I wish I would have studied this hard in school, but
graduated cum diploma, didn't you? Mayhair again across the 30. That'll be good for a first down.
The ball carrier for the Stark
Drag down.
First down.
First down.
For the Rebels.
Looks like Anger on the stop.
Nothing fancy. The fullback's just leading in. He just does a nice job with footwork here, looking for the seam, picking up that first down. Nothing was at the point of attack, so he kind of bounced back. Nice job of running.
And Brian Woolweber makes the play. Mayhill already 29 yards as we are in the final 30 seconds here of the first quarter. First and 10, 31-yard line for Stark County. Knowles falls free. And Justin Knowles falls on it in the backfield after that errant pitch.
Knowles recovers the pitch.
Clint Weenan, the monster back, was right on top of him, but Knowles making the play, getting the bounce for a loss on the play of 3 as the first quarter will come to an end. That's the end of the first period. The score, the Pirates of Galena 14 over the Rebels of Stark County, nothing. Second quarter action coming up. Back at Hancock Stadium, the Rebel has got little to yell about. Maybe his teammates will get him going here. Second and 14 from the 27 as we begin action in the second period. This is Mayhair, and Russ Mayhair again for a short yardage behind Gabe Barta. Nate McCoy, number 73, 210-pound senior, coming up to make the stop. There's McCoy along with Matt Owens.
Well, coming into this game, Mike, I think Galena game plan was, because they are so strong defensively and they knew that Stark County had an outstanding running game, they wanted to force J.L. Newton, the quarterback, to throw.
Receiver split right. And they give it on the inside handoff, and smothering is Vincent. And he just absolutely put the kibosh on number 33, Jesse Stevens.
You can see number 76 right there. Supposed to be a trap. They never got to him. The linebacker, he stepped right up into the hole. 6'6", 235-pound all-stater Tim Vincent.
Vincent's had a knee problem, but apparently he's all right now. They had started him both offensively and defensively. He's playing pretty much on the defense.
He has outstanding agility for a big man.
4th and 11. Woolweber, Anger, and Wachter, the three deeps, as the kick goes deep to the 23-yard line. This is Anger. Got blockers in front. Turns the corner 40, 45, another good return. Eric Anger close to the 50-yard line. He is knocked down by Barta, number 79, after a 47-yard punt and a 23-yard return. Take a look at the first quarter statistics. 2 touchdowns, both on passes. Murphy, 68 yards and 2 touchdowns, Brian Murphy, and look at the passing yardage. Galena 95 to nothing. Was that yesterday's Bears score? No, it just only seemed that way, huh? Here is Michael Gratton taking the pitch, and Gratton into the secondary across the 50. Michael Gratton brought down by Van de Velde.
Got a flag down here, too. And it looks like it's a holding call from where he threw it.
Threw in the backfield, and that's the call. There's Chad Van de Velde. 160-pound junior. And the referee, Jerry Frump, picking up the flag, so that'll cost him 10. And erase a very nice gain for the Pirates.
We got holding against the offense, 10-yard penalty, replay first down.
So it'll be first down and 20. And the pitch. Gratton makes one man miss to the 43-yard line, ridden out of bounds by David Johnston and Justin Morrissey. Gratton really scat-back proportions, but he has been moving. Gets about 8 of those penalty yards back.
Looking at a very concerned Gary Johnson right there. down 14-0 early in the second quarter. It's tough when you really don't have a real strong passing game to come back with.
Holmes and Grattan in the backfield. Cordy on the wing. And again, they reverse it. This is Matt Cordy. And Matt Cordy's got blockers across the 50. Ridden out of bounds at the 45.
Matt Cordy, the ball carrier.
By Noah Forlines, number 61. Johnston, number 11. Once again, the yardage big for Galena on the double on the reverse.
Big reverse. What you can't see at the bottom of the screen is there was a huge running lane there early. And then Stark County did a nice job of pursuing and come back. That could have been a much bigger play than it turned out to be.
Well, the ball now, as they bring out the change, will be close to a first down. Chuck Cordy there. While we have a moment, we want to tell you, of course, that the Chicago Sun-Times Newspaper Network, they're the official newspapers of the IHSA state champions and championships. Steve Tucker was up here writing all that good stuff today for the Sun-Times. I'm sure Taylor Bell, I haven't seen Taylor, but he's got to be around. They are short by about the length of a football. Brian Murphy, very poised leader. And you look at the unusual depth Galena has. 3, maybe 4 players will play both sides of the ball. Very unusual, Jack, as you know, after all the games in the 1A classification, the schools are so small. Even more unusual, there are no relatives on the team.
That's the most unusual factor.
I think at one point we had about 4 or 5 relatives from one team.
We didn't have rosters, we had family trees up here.
Yeah. Oh, we do have a couple of brothers, right? The Rosenthals. Okay, Kurt and John. Kurt, the starting center. 10 minutes, 4 seconds to go. Gary Forlines, our spotter for Stark County, and Keith Esselbacher letting me know from Galena about the family tree. Timeout on the field, 14-0, a 3rd and 1 for Galena when we come back. You take a look at Chuck Cordy, 10 years at the helm, 87 wins. He's taught here in Galena for 28 years, made the playoffs 9 of the last 10 seasons. Last year, Jack, they were beaten by Chenoa in the semifinal. Chenoa, of course, the eventual champion. They knew they had a team that would go places, and they have come here.
Well, they knelt down in the middle of the field after that game and talked about the future. Now, their future really started in 1995 when they went 10-2. And then they followed up last year with a 12-1 team, and they didn't get to the big dance.
No,
and
they missed by 1.
They sat down as a team while it was still fresh and talked about getting here, and they're here now.
Let's go to Darrell Joyner. He's here now.
All right, guys, Coach Johnson wants his Rebels on defense to stay calm and stay in their lanes because there's so much misdirection right now going on by the Pirates. He wants them to stay tight and not lose their composure on this drive.
From the 44-yard line of Stark County, a 3rd and 1 for Galena, show in the wishbone set. They run that as their basic pattern. They don't use the option. Murphy to throw. Got Cordy over the middle. Incomplete as the ball was behind him. Matt Cordy in between 3 defenders at the 28-yard line. Had the room, but the ball behind him.
Well, you can see play action fake again. It's tough going to his left. He throws actually behind him. He had him open originally, and then Cordy slid over a couple more yards, and that's why the ball was delivered late and behind him. He was open initially.
Well, with 4th and 1, Cordy back to punt. Although now Stark County's dropping its safeties back. They weren't convinced. Cordy trying to pin the Rebels. And taken by Johnston. Gets about 5 yards out to the 21-yard line. 30-yard punt, 5-yard return. You surprised that they didn't go for it, Jack, at 4th down and the length of a football?
Well, I think he wants to pin them down there. Their forte is defense, as we mentioned earlier. They returned 7 starters. They have a tremendous amount of faith and confidence in that defense, and so far, it's paid off.
Galena now not even dropping safeties back. And Newton does get the boot off, and this could roll right into the end zone. It does. Close to it. Well, you saw Galena didn't even have its deep men back. 47-yard kick. It'll be a touchback as Newton Gets his foot into the ball and gets a good wind behind him.
He's been doing an excellent job of kicking, taking advantage of the wind, and just missed putting that in the corner.
1st and 10 now for Galena. Gary Johnson so far hasn't seen his team put any points on the board. 2 touchdowns. One, the first play from scrimmage, and then a touchdown. We apologize, by the way. I guess we've had some satellite transmission problems, so we hope everything's squared away now. And again, thank you for your patience and for sticking with us. Going into the ground attack, Gabe Barta swallowing up Michael Gratton. Matt Holmes, you see him, number 45. They use him as a blocker, but Holmes is also a good hands man, so you might watch him coming out of the backfield. At this point, with 3 minutes to go, 14-0. The Pirates, they've already given us a couple of trick plays. Doubt very much if you're going to see anything, at least for now.
Well, with this field position, I think they're going to be a little more conservative, but if they move to midfield and the clock, they still have some time on that clock, they might pull something.
Yeah, the worst thing you do is be ahead and go into a shell. 2nd down, play fake, over the middle and incomplete.
We talk about being conservative, they come out with a play-action throw, and that's one of the reasons. That was well covered. It was a one-man route.
Justin Knowles on the coverage. Casey Kaiser, the intended receiver.
Play-action fake, and you can see it's very well covered, and sometimes those can be a big disaster, especially with this amount of time left.
You had Knowles as well as Vandervelde. And 3rd and 9. Receiver split right. Draw play. Gratton gets nothing. Once again, Terwilliger leads the white charge. And it'll be 4th down. Another kicking situation for Galena. We get a timeout here, as we'll show you the last play. 2:25 to go. 4th down coming.
You can see the draw right here to Mike Gratton. Assuming after the last one it was a pass, they were hoping with longer yardage that they might get a different defensive coverage there. It didn't work out, and the linebackers did a great job of swooping in on Mike Gratton and stopping him for basically no gain.
Well, scoreless 2nd quarter. Still down 2 touchdowns as Gary Johnson talks to his players. Chuck Cordy to his. That's Jeremy Werner, number 28. Son Matt Cordy, number 7.
Stark County has settled down pretty well after the initial onslaught of, I don't like to use the term trick plays, let's say special plays.
Special plays.
Used against them. And when it happened early like that on the first play, it's kind of a backbreaker, but they've settled down and shown some poise.
Big lineup of football all day and all evening on Sports Channel and Sports Channel Plus. Following this game, Brian Davis, Al Harris will bring you Moequa Central against St. Joseph Ogden in the 2A. We'll be back this afternoon at 4:30. Harrisburg from down south, Canelan from up north. They will meet right here in the middle. Then Metamora Providence, big 4A matchup, rematch from last year on Plus, starting at about 7 o'clock this evening. And tomorrow, 5A and 6A, that big Lincoln Way Addison Trail matchup. We'll be bringing you that. And not a good kick by Cordy, but gets a good roll. Johnston at the 50, and he's nailed in his tracks. David Johnston brought down. 29-yard punt, 2-yard return. Casey Weenan, number 42, on the stop. And there is Newton. Very quiet first half. They still haven't thrown the ball, have they, John?
No.
They did
only thrown it.
Pass? Yeah, 1 pass incomplete.
49 times in 13 games, so.
Again, the wing right. Now a throw. Newton looking for Vandervelde, picked off by Weenan. Weenan inside the 50-yard line. Casey Weenan, part of the double coverage, takes it back 11 yards, and Galena's in business again. Well, what did Woody Hayes say? 3 things can happen with the pass, 2 of them are bad.
That was a real difficult pass. He's throwing from the left hash mark all the way across the field.
And what a play by Casey Weenan.
Elway and Dan Marino have a tough time making that throw, and he didn't make it.
1st and 10 for the Pirates. Play action pass, and this one almost intercepted as the ball just squirted out of his hands. Is it a loose ball? Did the hand go forward? Apparently not, because the referee right there And looks like he's going to rule that a fumble. Murphy went to throw the ball, and the ball squirts out. As you can see, a 16-yard loss. The ball just squirted out of his hand. We showed you that the field is very wet. It poured here this morning before the game, and we still get the sprinkles. Right there, the ball, and there are at least 4 game balls, but they're getting pretty slick by now. So 2nd and 26. Again, Galena moving into the wind. Grattan takes the pitch. Holmes is just flat, and Zach Anderson and Knowles bring him down, but Holmes just got flattened on the block there, and that sort of broke down the protection.
That was a great job by number 44, the outside linebacker, Zach Anderson, coming up and making that play. Good shot of Anderson right there. It's just a sweep. You can see right there, 44 stretching out, getting on the outside shoulder, and just doing an outstanding job of playing defensive end until his help gets there.
But the job that Kurt Rosenthal, the center, did on Matt Holmes. Holmes had slipped, but Rosenthal made sure he didn't get up, and that broke down the front blocking. There's Zach Anderson, 6'1", 200-pound senior. Plays tight end on offense as well.
He's made some real nice plays defensively early in the first quarter. He made a couple of big plays for Stark County.
14-0 Galena, as the fans are ready. As slick as the field is, it could have been a lot worse. This morning, it was coming down in Torrance, or Madison, or wherever else you happen to be.
But it had frozen up on us, and we've had that scenario over the years.
You can see it is still a light rain.
I feel guilty being up here out of it.
Well, if you'd like to go down, we can.
I don't feel that guilty.
Dyro will be happy to change places, I'm sure. DJ has got Dave Turner's umbrella, so he's all right. 3rd down, 24 to go. Galena going backwards here late in the first half. Matt Cordy gets to the 40.
40 on the carry.
Knowles and Vandevelde on the stop. Clock now at 1:04. And a timeout called by Stark County because they would like to be able to maybe get a drive with the win one more time. Well, yes, sir. Necessity is the mother of invention. I don't know where they're going to put all the trash, but these folks, I stopped trying to make any sense out of the way fans dress, you know, but here you gotta.
Those are real fans.
Yes, sir. Boy, both teams, they sold out their ticket allotments, right? About 1,800 tickets per team. And they've just absolutely gone. And more, right? They had to order some more. It's wonderful to see what the championship does to, especially the small communities. And it's one of the big thrills of being able to be here and broadcasting these events, to see how the town comes together, and win or lose, it's a tremendous event.
Well, these kind of games, and ironically, these type of when the high schools and the local community, especially the small communities, really draw these people tight. It becomes a very tight-knit community after experiencing something like this.
40 punt formation for Galena.
Cordy to punt to Johnston. And Vandevelde, and what a roll he gets here.
The AstroTurf bounce.
To the 16-yard line. 44-yard punt, no return. So Matt Cordy didn't worry about the wind. He just got that bounce. And with 53 seconds to go, Stark County shut out so far. We'll see if they can get something going here in a hurry.
That kick came very close to being blocked with a little pressure up the middle, but then they got the big bounce. Good shot right there of Tim Karstens next to Gary Johnson.
3 receivers right, and the give inside. Mayer just ridden down by Matt Holmes and company. They sent 3 receivers right. Tim Vincent, keep calling his name a lot, the big linebacker. So now with 30 seconds to go, time for, it looks like one more play, and I don't think that Stark County is going to try to do anything wild here. Just
they'll go into halftime and just regroup a little bit.
Down 2 touchdowns, take it and go. And that's exactly what Newton does. Takes the knee, the clock will run out, and it has been a wonderful first half if you're a Pirates fan. Galena leading Stark County 14-0 here in the Class 1A Championship. We'll have highlights, we'll have features, we'll have everything. But first, we've got Tyrell Joyner. DJ.
All right, Coach Johnson, you find yourselves down right now 14-0 going into the half. You take away those two big pass plays. You guys have done a pretty good job of containing the Pirates.
Oh, yeah, that's what I thought, too. You know, with the two pass plays, I think there was 3 plays altogether that really hurt us. When they completed the long pass on the first play of the game, that made us a little bit passive, and you know, we're just now recovering from it. You know, I thought we played much better there in the second quarter than we had in the first.
And what about all the misdirection? Despite the wishbone and everything, again, you guys played that run very well. Again, the run really didn't hurt you that much.
No, I thought we had in defense. In fact, I thought we had in defense of most of the stuff that they did. And, you know, we just didn't perform very well right there at the very beginning. After that, then I thought we played pretty good.
All right, Coach, good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
All right, back to you guys up in the booth.
All right, thanks, Darrell. And Gary Johnson, again, has got a couple of touchdowns to make up. The rain has picked up, and we will take off. Be back with halftime activities after this. Halftime at Hancock Stadium, the Class 1A Championship. So far, it has been all the Pirates of Galena. Jack, the rain has picked up. And again, if you're going to try to make some ground up, it's going to be tougher to do on a slick field.
Well, it's going to be tougher to do, and especially when you're not a throwing team. They just are not used to throwing the ball. They got behind early. The big plays hurt them. Some poor tackling hurt them. They've come back. They've shown a little poise in the second quarter, but it might be a little too deep for them right now.
Well, it's interesting because this is a team, Stark County, that loves to grind it out. They've got those 2 big tackles that go behind them. Eventually, they wear most opponents down. Here, though, you've got Galena. They've got very few two-way players. They've also got some beef on their line. They're going to have to, they come up with a couple of options. Looks like they're going to have to open the attack up some.
Well, it's interesting because Galena loses their #1 back with 21 touchdowns and over 1,500 yards, but yet they're the ones that are showing all the offense. Galena's forte coming into the ball game was defense. They had 7 starters back from last year. They're doing a nice job here, but part of it is that Stark County is a conservative offense, and that might hurt in the second half.
Well, you know, the interesting thing, too, is that Michael Gratton is getting some yardage, but that's not what has been the problem for Stark County. It's the passing, the misdirection passing, the special plays, if you will, rather than trick plays. And they have been only about 3 of them, as Gary Johnson said, that have hurt. But, boy, they've hurt 14 points worth.
Well, there were enough of big plays. There were a few of them, but they were very big as far as where they put them field position-wise. And I think what happens is when you lose a star, when they lost Michael Cox, you go to some other things. And what has happened is they're throwing the ball, they're using special plays, and they're being very effective. All
right, the rain has picked up. Tyrell Joyner will join us. We'll have an interview, and we'll talk to Coach Chuck Cordy a little bit later. Right now, stay with us. It's halftime of the 1A Finals. Well, take a look at a man who has got a little tougher job than anybody else here, but he gets to see a ball game. Oh, my. Let's go back down on the field to Tyrell Joyner.
All right, Mike, we're joined by the Associate Executive Director of the IHSA, Don Robinson. And Don, it seems though year in, year out, great pairings, great matchups, but you just can't catch a break from Mother Nature, can you?
Well, not year in and year out. We've had some good days, but it just seems like we always have a little rain. We always have a little ice. We have a little sleet. Sometimes we get some snow and have to blow the lines off. But that's November in Illinois, DJ.
But it seems as though it hasn't affected the turnout at all. We've got a great packed crowd here. Despite the rain, people are in their ponchos and the umbrellas, and the enthusiasm is still in the air.
Well, the football people are a hardy crowd. So, yeah, they're all here. But I think the pairings, the way we've made them the last few years have been very helpful in getting a game here that is anticipated as being one of the great ones. We've got this year, both 5A teams are undefeated, and everybody else is undefeated or 12-1. So, you know, we've had some great pairings that I think are encouraging people to be here.
And you talk about the matchups. What about the 4A? That's a rematch from last year, and that's got to be a blowout coming up later on today.
And that was a great game last year, it really was. Metamora is one of those mid-state teams with just an outstanding tradition in football, and obviously Matt Seffner's 30 years at Providence has created created a football machine there also. So I think that game is really anticipated by a lot of people.
Now, you talk about tradition, but also the pairings. A lot of people are unsure how this all breaks down, and we talked a little bit, and it's kind of interesting how you paired these teams up with your big staff, huh?
Well, yeah. Well, I'll tell you, we're on computer now, so it makes it a heck of a lot easier than it once was. But it generally, we seed the teams according to the number of wins they have. And obviously the 9-0s are the better seed in the 8-1s. And as we get down on into the teams that to break ties between 9-0s or 8-1s, we look at the number of wins that their opponent has, and that puts a bit of a strength of schedule into the seedings. However, with the different areas in the state, I'm not sure that that's a real strong issue. Seeding is just a way of putting people on a bracket. It really doesn't mean a lot.
And also, this is one of the biggest tournaments in the entire country, and there have been a lot of big names who are now playing in the NFL that have played here at the championship level.
Well, we're very proud of the fact that Illinois produces a quality football, and that's really a tribute to our schools and their coaches. They've done a great job. But we've had, Mike Allstott from Tampa Bay played here. Tom Thayer for the Bears played here.
Brian Cox?
Oh, Brian Cox played here, yes. I think maybe 3 years Brian Cox played here. But Brian didn't talk as much at that time as he does now. But yeah, we've had some great players come out of here.
All right, Don, we want to thank you very much for joining us on this very rainy day. We've got a full day of activity for you right here on Sports Channel as the rest of the playoffs continue later on today as well as tomorrow. We've got highlights from the first half as well as the stats after we pause for the cause. We'll be right back.
Back at Hancock Stadium, the rain continues, although ever so lightly. Galena continues with a 14-0 lead. Jack, let's take a look at some of the highlights, because if you weren't in your seats right after the opening kickoff, you missed a touchdown. Brian Murphy to Matt Cordy.
Very first play of the game. Play action pass goes deep to the coach's son, catches it wide open. Some call them trick plays, coaches call them special plays, but in the other case, it's 6 points.
52-yard touchdown, and here is another special play with Cordy throwing.
Now, first he catches it, now he throws it. Great catch down at the 4-yard line. Those two big plays really led to the 14 points.
Adam Einsweiler with the catch here on 4th down. A quick look in.
Gutsy play, gutsy pass.
And Einsweiler finishing it off, and Murphy is so happy. Meanwhile, on the other side of the ball, Galena making the big plays too. Late in the second quarter with a march by Stark County, stopped by Clint Weenan.
Throws a very deep out, not a real well-designed play, and it's picked off when they had real good field position, and that killed that early drive for them.
So it's 14-0 as you take a look at the statistics for the first half. Well, 137 yards total against 95, but really the passing yardage is the difference. First downs, not much you can say. 3 and outs. That's an interesting new stat. And the time of possession, again, that tells you why that statistic is just about meaningless.
Well, early on, obviously, the 95 yards are the key. Those two big plays, one was a touchdown and one was a play that took them right down in the field and put them in scoring position. Aside from that, Stark County actually has played a very good ball game.
Well, let's go down to Dyrol Joyner. He's got Chuck Cordy with him.
All right, guys, Coach, you find yourself up right now 14-zip going into the third quarter. The big play to start the game off, that had to be a key as to how you guys got started so hot.
Well, it really was. That's something that we thought we could do coming in right off. We switched a couple guys around. I put my son Matt at the end because he's a little bit faster and one of our better receivers, and we kept our real good 4-back in at the other position to run up the sideline, and I think we caught them by surprise. I think they expect us to run one inside on the first play, and that's what we were hoping for, and it worked out real well.
In the ground game, a lot of misdirection and pretty much have caught them off balance a couple of times.
Right. We're trying to do that. They're a very good defensive team. They're coming up very fast. Got a lot of guys at the line of scrimmage. Situations where we should have had good, but if we can keep things going, maintain our... Good. Thank you.
All right, we're going to take a break right now and come right back to the second half of the 1A championship game.
Well, the rain is not dampening the spirits. You can see a lot of busy folks at the concession stands, a lot of Stark County Rebel people trying to get their team going here in the second half. Mike Lederman along with Jack McInerney, Dave Turner in the truck with our Sports Channel crew. And thank you for joining us for the first of 6 state finals here, the 1A title. And Brian Murphy has had himself a nice little half. Well, certainly a nice little quarter. 95 yards passing, 2 touchdown throws, and his team leads that man's team, Gary Johnson, and Stark County down 14-0. Stark County 12-1. And there is Cole Breeze, a freshman, and he will kick off to Michael Gratton. Let's go down to Dyrol Joyner.
All right, guys, during the halftime, Coach Johnson told his Rebels to stay the course. Everything will be okay. Play harder, and they'll get right back in this ball game. Back to you guys up in the booth.
There is Breeze, and he will have the wind at his back when we actually get a chance to kick. The official blew the whistle, and he just wants to make sure that the tee's lined up. All right, either that or it's properly placed. Gratton, the deep back for Galena. Galena in blue, and it goes to Galena up across the 30. That is Wachter, and that is Eric Anger, number 33, picked up the ball. 15-yard return. And Galena will start with a 14-0 lead with decent field position on its own 36-yard line. Brian Murphy, 14 touchdown passes on the season, only 5 interceptions. Had 2 throws for scores. They've got that wishbone set. They run a wishbone. They don't use the option. And they give right away to Gratton, and Gratton gets out into the secondary close to the 40-yard line. Gain of 4. Gratton, as we said, filling in for Michael Cox. Cox, who pulled a hamstring in the quarterfinal. And Gratton did admirably, running for 290 yards and 4 touchdowns in the semifinal. Has got 38 yards right now. Second down, call at 6. This time it's Eric Anger, the right halfback, and Anger gets to the 40, pick up a 1.
Eric Anger, the ball carrier.
Stopped by number 52, Clint Terwilliger, and Santiago Ortiz. Jack, they play an interesting defense over there at Stark County. He calls it a 6-2, where they line up players they call defensive guards.
Well, right now they're in a 6-3, and you can see why. When they're in that full house, they're pitching the ball to try and get outside of that 6-3 look. And there's
ball is loose as Gratton coughs it up, and Stark County with Morrissey, Justin Morrissey, falling on it. So right at the beginning of the second half, just like the beginning of the first half, a key play here. Michael Gratton fumbling, and Morrissey falling on the ball.
Again, a great job by number 44, Zach Anderson, keeping that ball inside till the pursuit gets there, and you can see the ball's on the ground. Great field position for Stark County, and that's what they need right now. You can see you get enough people there, the ball starts getting torn away at, and it's on the ground.
Wing T right for Stark County. Back to throw is Newton. Got a man open. Oh, it is complete inside the 5-yard line, and this goes to Bo Austin. Austin, who caught a touchdown pass in the semifinal. A beautiful throw, 28 yards. And folks don't really know how tough that was.
Actually, there's no fooling around here. He just dropped straight back. No play action. The ball is underthrown.
Anger slipped down. You see the cornerback.
And that's the reason for the completion. He slipped down. It was like a punt being thrown up there. But sometimes they're not pretty, but the field position is great.
So Stark County with a 1st and goal. Its first series, 4-yard line. And the give to Knowles, and Justin Knowles fighting hard. Gets perhaps half of that before Vincent just brings him down along with Woolweber. And David Herrick, number 15.
Well, there's the brain trust of Stark County.
Stark County Rebel fans starting to cheer on the far side of the field. Second down and goal from just about the 1. Newton gives it to Knowles, close to the goal line.
We've got a penalty, I think,
and
against
the
Stark
flag
County.
is right. A flag is down.
Looked like the right guard.
A dead ball. Ball start. Gets the offense. 5-yard penalty.
Oh, that'll turn the coach. Oh, not only Gray, but they turn him the other way. He doesn't want people to hear what he's saying.
That is a big, big penalty right there on the 1-yard line. Now you're on the 6. This is the coach's nightmare. You can see the right guard. Watch him just flinch right there. I have the eyes of an eagle. Why that? How do I catch this?
I don't know, Jack. That's why you're here.
Big play.
2nd and 6.
Oh.
And once again,
Right tackle this time. It's catchy. This is disastrous.
well, it gives them a longer field to work with.
That's the positive approach. The right tackle now. This must be contagious. First is the right guard. Now it's the right tackle.
4 lines in Garda. Stark County. First 2 penalties couldn't have come at a worse time for them. The Rebels now with a 2nd and goal from the 11-yard line. First possession after covering a fumble here in the 3rd quarter. And they do a switch, and down goes Knowles. They try to do it was a fake reverse, and they continue to go backwards. Clint Weenan in there, but Justin Knowles just lost his footing on the slippery turf. You can see the spray of water coming up.
He actually had some running room right here when he cuts back in. Nice kick-out block, but he slips on the turf.
So from a 2nd and goal from the 1, it's now 3rd and goal from the 13. Austin to the right, Knowles in the slot. Van de Velde also. 3 receivers right. Mayher, the only deep back. Newton, flush from the pocket. And down he'll go under Matt Holmes, as well as Josh Frank. And you can see him looking to the sideline saying, Coach, what do you want me to do?
They ran a trip set into the short side of the field. They had a man open, but it almost looked like he wasn't sure that he was supposed to throw it. You can see he comes back here, but he gets pressure right away and scrambles out. And, of course, the routes are breaking down right here. And now it's all for naught.
Frank making the tackle. So with a 4th and goal, as they continue backwards from the 14-yard line, they send 3 receivers left. They will go for it, obviously. Down 14-0. Look out. Still going. Newton flings it, and it is incomplete. Nothing but blue shirts around there. Once again, the intended receiver had no chance, and a big defensive stop for Galena.
Well, they can thank 2 offsides that really hurt. Stark County hurt themselves. You can see he gets pressure right here, and he picks up a nice block from Wes Mayher. He would have been sacked right there, but it's tough to turn those shoulders going to your left for a right-handed quarterback.
And again, nothing but Galena defenders in that area. So there, Chuck Cordy gives his defensive pat on the back. And the Pirates will work. Gratton trying to swing and ride. And Gratton driven out of bounds as he crosses the 15-yard line. Looked like Anderson, number 44.
Zach Anderson and number 11, David
making the
Johnston.
stop along with the defensive back David Johnston coming up from his cornerback position.
Stark County has really done an excellent job since that first quarter of defensing Galena, and especially Zach Anderson, 6'2", 210-pound outside linebacker, has done a great job.
Gain of 3 at 2nd and 7. And the inside give to Gratton, and Gratton crosses the 20. They will be about 2 yards short of the first down. 7:40 to go. Santiago Ortiz, one of those defensive guards, makes the stop.
Tackled by 27, Santiago Ortiz.
There's Ortiz. His brother Carlos plays, and actually is Santiago's sub for Stark County.
Keep it all in the family.
7 minutes, 20 seconds to go, 3rd quarter. Galena, 3rd and 3. Cordy in motion. The give to Gratton, and Gratton tripped up, but not until he gets the first down. Nice play. Santiago Ortiz in again, along with Justin Knowles, number 34. First down, Pirates.
Just a normal wing team misdirection. Fake to the fullback, come back, off tackle with a good kick-out block. Nice run for the first down. This is a backbreaker for Stark County. They needed this field position, but now Galena's driving.
Eric Angerin in motion, and driven back is Michael Gratton. Knowles and Anderson making the stop just as he reaches the line of scrimmage. Boy, Zach Anderson has played well today.
He certainly has, and Justin Knowles, being a two-way starter has really filled in nicely.
Gratton's numbered. Six and a half minutes to go, third. Second called no gain. Second and 10. The wishbone set. Cordy. And Cordy approaches the 30, and once again, Anderson and Terwilliger meet him there. Anderson 6'1", 200. Terwilliger 6'1", 190, the leading tackler. Terwilliger also leading the team with a dozen sacks and an all-state player on our sometimes all-state small schools team. So now a 3rd and 8 for Galena. Swing it to Anger. Eric Anger tries to turn the left side. And Anger gets first down yardage as he powers his way to the 40-yard line.
They just outnumbered the corner defensively. They had
here on the stop.
They had everybody. Excuse me, Mike. They had everybody inside. You can see the linebackers are cut off, and you can see right there they have 2 blockers on that corner. They just outnumber him, and he just gets right up in that seam and picks up the first down. Stark County is playing a 6-2 with everybody inside, and when they run that perimeter play, it's very difficult for those corners.
Ends in tight. The give is to Cordy, and Cordy finds a little room, gains 6 yards over the left side, close to 8 yards now, before he is dragged down by Morrissey, close to midfield.
Now, Matt Cordy, the coach's son, is a very versatile player. He does the punting and averages just a tad under 35 yards per punt, leads the team in receiving with 19 receptions, and has rushed for over 470 yards. So he's a very versatile football player.
And a big, strong offensive line leading the way. 2nd down 2. Anger breaks it outside, and he gets the first down yardage. Van de Velde on the stop, under 5 minutes to go. Talk about somebody versatile. Anger certainly is that person. Goes in motion off the wing. He'll play halfback. He'll play defense and catch the ball.
Well, they bounce it outside. This play was designed to go off tackle, and he bounces it outside, puts his shoulder down, and picks up that first down. Nice play by Eric Anger.
Galena starting this drive on its own 14. They're across midfield on a 1st and 10. Here's the pitch, and trapped in the backfield. There's Gratton, and Gratton loses 3. Nice play. Justin Knowles coming up. And Gary Johnson needs more defense like that.
Well, that was a safety fire where he just fired up in the B gap between the, or in the C gap between the tight end and the tackle. You can see him coming right up here, right up inside.
That's Morrissey making the stop.
Nice job coming up inside with that penetration. That's what they need to do to throw off the perimeter play by Galena.
Anger comes right. Deuce backfield. And for the first time, Holmes gets the ball, and Matt Holmes gets back to the original line of scrimmage as he picks up 3. Noah Forlines and Terwilliger. There's Noah. So look at a 3rd and 10 situation as the ball now on the 40, just outside the 46.
In this drive on 3 big series, they've picked up that first down on 3rd down when they've had 3rd and long, and the play that they've been going to is outside, either off tackle or a sweep.
Ends in tight.
There it is.
And here is Cordy trying to go outside, and taking him down is Van de Velde, short of the first down. Cordy again making that inside move, then bouncing it around left end.
Well, that had been their strength coming into this on these drives for the first down. You can see it's a power play off tackle, but they do a nice job of stuffing it. He bounces it outside, and right there, just good pursuit by Chan Van der Velde. 6'2", 170-pound junior comes up and makes the play and holds him short of the first down.
Cordy will punt. Johnston will drop back along with Van der Velde, and it's blocked. What a play. It looks like, what's his name? Number 83 was in it, and it was Morrissey, and the block, I believe it was Justin Morrissey, the ball down inside the 35-yard line. And we'll see who gets it. It's either Morrissey or possibly Boudreaux recovering the ball, and we'll show it to you on the replay. Big block here for Stark County.
He just takes too much time, and it's just a
that's Morrissey, number 83.
A low kick, and they just had good penetration up the middle. And now again, Stark County has good field position. They were unable to capitalize on it earlier, and let's see if they can do it this time.
Lost 25 yards on that punt. Here is Newton to throw. Got a man in the end zone, and once again nearly picked off by number 15, David Herrick. Pass intended for Austin. And as that ball hangs up, a lot of blue shirts converge.
Well, one doesn't now. They're trying to clear out the safety, and he doesn't bite at all on it. The ball is underthrown and almost picked off.
Well, Herrick had that one. Newton coming out throwing here in the third quarter. 2nd and 10 from the 33. Two big defensive plays by Stark County. They were not able to capitalize on the first. Now they've got a 2nd down from the 33-yard line. And this is Mayhem taking Werner with him, gets to the 30. Jeremy Werner making the stop. Wes Mayhair going outside. Bring up the 3rd down.
Tim Karsten's there with the headphones on as the offensive coordinator. He was the former head coach at Toulon, and when they brought the two schools together, he became the offensive.
Vandervelde split right. In trouble, they throw the screen. It is complete, but for a loss to Mayhair. And again, the Galena defense rises up. Frank and Kaiser on the stop. There's Frank. Josh at 5'8", 182.
What happened is they did such a nice job of blocking the nose man, who was Josh Frank. You can see number 50 right there. He was held up so long on the screen that he was able to go flat down the line and make the play. That was an outstanding job by Josh Frank, 5'8", 180-pound senior.
Going forward on 4th and 9. Austin split right. Looks left. Pops it inside, and it's deflected by Tim Vincent. And the ball goes over. Galena makes another stop.
Stark County has had their chances. They're trying to throw just a quick out to the tight end, but Tim Vincent is 6'6", and he's able to get those long arms out in front. Knock it down.
All right, there's timeout on the field. Galena leads at 14-0. 1:33 to go, third quarter. Right receiver set as the fake and the give right up the middle. Matt Olms, the fullback, on 1st and 10 from the 33-yard line for Galena. Well, the Pirates have dodged a couple of bullets. A blocked punt, a recovered fumble. Stark County could not capitalize. As you look there at Clint Terwilliger, who made the stop.
Stark County was their own worst enemy. They were down on the 1-yard line and had an offside by one player, came back again and had another offside. So in that drive, they started around the 1. They ended up on the 12.
Tie formation and the wishbone. They give it to Anger, and Anger swallowed up in the backfield by Ryan Pearson.
Terwilliger and Pearson on the tackle.
Just a power play off tackle, and there's good penetration right there by Ryan Pearson, 6'4", 275-pounder. He just split that double team and came in and made the play. He's having an outstanding game, both ways, offensively and defensively.
Matt Cordy coming in with the play. You see the 3rd down conversion at 1 for 8 for Stark County. 3rd and 9. Grattan. Small yardage. Maybe 1. A punting situation again for Galena. But they will wait and get the wind at their back, because we've come to the end of the third quarter. No scoring since the first. 14-0. Those folks, Galena leading. On the Sports Channel. And right here on Sports Channel, you're looking at the Stark County Rebels. They have been contained offensively, fewer than 100 yards total. Galena nearly 200 yards, and that in part explains the 14-0 Galena lead. There has been no scoring since the first quarter. Stark County had 2 golden opportunities, Jack, in the third quarter, couldn't convert on either.
Those offsides will be plays that will come back to haunt them possibly.
While we were away, a punt to the 33-yard line by Galena, and Stark County again going on that counter series, and You see Wes Mayhair,
ball carrier.
Woolweber, and Ohms on the
Tackled
stop.
by 17, Brian Woolweber. And number 42,
Well, Stark County's
Quinn
opened it up some, and they've gotten burned with an interception and a near interception. But now down 2 touchdowns with 11:30 and counting. They send receiver left. And inside again the handoff. For little or no gain. Josh Frank making the stop on Mayhair.
Josh Frank. There is a flag on the play.
Well, right now, the defensive line of Galena, and we had talked earlier about the strength of Galena, is actually their defense with 7 starters back. They have the offense. Stark County has the offensive backs up so close that there really is no movement off the offensive line of Stark County, and consequently, they're not moving at all, the defense of Galena.
There's a flag on the play.
We have a legal substitution against the offense.
Now once again, a poor penalty hurting Stark County, and Gary Johnson getting a little frown on his face. Tyrell Joyner, let's bring you in.
All right, Mike, Jack was talking about the Galena defense. Right now, they are very stubborn. You see in the fourth quarter this year, only giving up 16 points all fourth quarter all year long. So right now the Rebels have their work cut out for them as they still try to get on the board here in the fourth quarter. Back to you guys up in the booth.
All right, the turf is slippery. The rain has stopped for the moment. It has been fairly constant all morning long. Again, it soaked this field earlier in the day, and it is slick. And that also affected Stark County down on the north goal line. Lost their footing a couple of times. So after the penalty, second down, 12 yards to go from the 29. And once again a penalty, and it looks like again movement on the offensive line. Now maybe the defensive line. What's going to happen here? They're heading south.
Encroachment by the defense. 5-yard penalty, still second down.
Important rule that's different in high school, Jack. The defense, once it crosses the neutral zone, is automatically penalized. They can't jump back the way they can in the pros and college.
Correct. It's a safety move so that there's no contact and kids aren't taking cheap shots and getting somebody hurt. All they have to do is cross that line with no physical contact, and it's a penalty.
So Stark County gets that 5 yards back, and here they give it to Mayhair, and Mayhair, struggling for yardage, gets 1 or 2. Vincent and Hocker, the tacklers. Troy Hocker, who had such a strong first quarter, immediately put Stark County back on its heels from his defensive end position.
Well, they've been predominantly trying to run to the left side behind number 74 Ryan Pearson and the left tight end Zach Anderson, but they really haven't been very productive over there.
Third down play, 3rd and 2. Mayhair the pitch. And again, it looks to be close. Immediately, again, of course, it depends on the spot. No, it looks short. They'll bring the chains out, but it looks to be just a bit short, Jack.
Official timeout.
This is a real difficult decision because with 10 minutes left, in normal situations, you'd be punting the ball. And people say there's a lot of time, but the way the game has been going, I don't know that Stark County can afford to give up the ball at this point. They might not get it back and have enough time to put 2 scores on the board. Oh, they got it. No decision to be made.
By the nose of the football, Vincent and Hocker, as well as Josh Frank, making the stop, but it's a 1st and 10 for Stark County.
There's a relief Gary Johnson didn't have to make that decision, although I think he would have gone for it.
Gary Johnson inducted into the Illinois Football Coaches Hall of Fame a couple of years ago.
And deservedly so.
Stevens on the wing, and the give is inside to Mayhair, and Mayhair again, yard by yard, as the clock ticks down. Under 10 minutes to go. Brian Woolweber and Matt Ohms stopping him.
8-2.
Well, at some point they're going to really try, and they're going to have to open it up because they've been unable to make the big run. It's not been a situation where Stark County has had consistently big runs. They've really had a nickel dime it, and now being down 14-0 with 9 minutes left, it's going to be tough.
That's Van de Velde in motion, back to throw, and Newton being chased. fires this one out of bounds. Newton was under all sorts of pressure from Hocker and Kaiser. Kaiser, number 85, the All-State player and a 3-year starter.
Well, there's a lot of pressure on him here, and especially when you have a right-handed quarterback going to his left, you can see he never gets an opportunity to set his feet or turn his shoulders. You can see right here he's still getting pressure. That's a very difficult throw for a right-hander moving to your left.
Good point. 3rd and 8 from the 45. Stevens comes right. And a busted play here, and Newton taken down by Wollweber, and that play went nowhere. Again, a critical mistake at an important juncture for Stark County.
Those are the type of plays that hurt. You can see right here he missed the handoff, and usually you try and tell a quarterback follow him in, because then you end up with a lead blocker, but he's tried to bust it back the other way, and you can see right there what happened with that. The entire town of Galena is on him.
And at 4th and 9. No question here. Clock running under 9 minutes, down 14 points. Well, they will kick it.
For Stark County.
And it's blocked. Blocked again.
Mike, every time they have kicked today, it has been close enough for that to happen. If we had replays of every punt, it's come within inches of being blocked right up the middle.
David Herrick, number 15, and he comes up the middle. You'll see it here on the replay. Here's Newton trying to kick it.
You can see right there he's a little too close, and it's a low line drive kick, and there's good penetration coming right up the middle. Right here, number 15. You can see gets up in the air. It's a low kick, a block, and great field position for Galena.
Great technique right there. Both players crossed. They wouldn't have hit the kicker. They came at it from the angle. And now the give inside as Galena can start. Well, just maybe start sitting on the clock. It looks like Michael Cox came in for a play. Cox, the leading ground gainer, and the Galena fans respond to that. He got his taste of the championship game, and of course they wouldn't have gotten here without Michael Cox. So he gets a play. Gary Johnson is going to try to stop Galena. Meanwhile, Chuck Cordy always said that he would like to get every junior and senior, if the case happened, get them into the game, and that may start happening now, although it's a bit early yet with 8 minutes to go. Pump fake, looking for Cordy, and Cordy's got it. Penalty flag is down. Cordy will cross the goal line, but there is a penalty flag back at the line of scrimmage, and the referee is waving it off. The 41-yard pass catch touchdown, but it's going to go, it looks like, against Galena.
Well, we had 2 penalties, actually. I think where the original flag is, we got a holding call, but then there was a flag further down the field on a hold on pass interference. And we're going to get the hold call here, I believe.
We have offsetting penalties. We have holding against the offense. We also have holding against the defense. Replay the down.
Who do you think got the better of that deal? Look at him, ejected.
Well, again, that big pass play that has been so effective for Galena. But it could have been a lot worse for them had they been down 14-0 instead of ahead 14-0. So that 41-yarder to Cordy goes for naught. Instead, we'll replay the down, 2nd and 10. Warner split to the left. Receiver to the right is Anger. And around the right side goes Gratton. He's taken down by Terwilliger. Loss of 2.
Great play by Terwilliger. They're all state inside linebacker. You can see he just fires the gap right here. Comes behind. Those good foot speed right here. Makes an excellent play. He was our leading tackler all year and led the team with 12 sacks and 120 tackles.
3rd and 9. Gratton left, 2 receivers right. Nobody in the backfield. Murphy looking for Gratton. Vandevelde breaks it up. No call. Incomplete. Murphy put that ball in the air for close to 50 yards.
Good throw on the money, but excellent coverage. It's a no-back offense. He looks away to try and get the one receiver on the backside to run at what we call a thin post. Puts the ball. Excellent throw. Just excellent coverage right there by Chad Vandevelde. Both going up in the air. Just a tad underthrown, but still a good throw.
McCourty to punt. Johnson and Vandervelde, the deep backs. And this one goes to Vandervelde on the 14, and Chad snowed under as he crosses the 15-yard line.
Vandervelde on the return.
18-yard punt. 3-yard return. 7:01 to go, and still the 14-0 lead for Galena. Down to Dyrol Joyner.
All right, guys, conditioning, like I said at the beginning of the game, will be key in this ball game. Right now in the fourth quarter, the Pirates right now are trying to hold on for this victory. They are hoping that their conditioning will be much better than the Rebels. Back to you guys up in the box.
On first down, Stark County again. Slowly, Justin Knowles. Brought down by Tim Vincent. Vincent, by the way, being recruited by a lot of Division I schools, including Iowa and Wisconsin, as well as Northern. And, you know, they project him, obviously, as a linebacker.
At 6'6", 235 pounds, he certainly has a lot of tools. And, of course, that last great linebacker that was that tall was Hendrickson for the Raiders. The Stork, the Mad Stork.
Teddy Hendricks. And the give, inside handoff, Mayhair, and look out, just totally snowed under in the backfield. Number 73, Nate McCoy at 6'1", 210. Got there literally at the handoff.
You can see right here, he just slid the gap, beat the trap block. He got there before the trap blocker was able to get to him, made the sack. Big defensive stop.
There's McCoy. 3rd and 8. Austin, flank right. Newton, snowed under, Woolweber. Woolweber leading the charge with the sack along with Troy Hocker. And Galena is just having it their way.
This is the situation that Galena wanted to be in. They wanted to be in a situation where the game came down to their defense against Stark County's offense, and right here they're proving why they wanted that scenario. Brian Woolweber making a great play from his outside linebacker spot, 6'2", 186-pound senior.
And Newton back to punt. 3 deep backs for Galena. This time he gets it off. Nice kick. It goes over to Woolweber's, rather to David Herrick's side of the field. And he makes the catch, and Galena will have good field position after the 26-yard punt. 5 minutes exactly to go. We'll be back. 5 minutes to go. Galena with the ball and the big lead. And they're putting in some substitutions now for the Pirates. Number 22, Eric Moore on the carry. Moore, 5'10", 150-pound senior. Again, as Chuck Cordy saying, like to get as many of his upperclassmen into the game as possible.
Well, this senior class is really the group that has brought the Pirates to this particular game. As we mentioned, in '96 they were 12-1, and '95 they were 10-2. So this is a culmination of an outstanding senior class.
On 2nd and 5. Once again, Moore gets the call, pushes it up across the 30-yard line. Brought down by Terwilliger.
22, Moore is the ball carrier. 52, Clint Terwilliger on the
And again, more substitutions coming in.
Well, this is one of those situations where he'll be the most popular man in Galena if all these kids get in.
And a short give, and flags fly on a 3rd and 3. Looked like Anger got the carry.
35, Eric Shudo, the ball carrier.
Actually, it is number 35, Eric Shudo.
We have a legal procedure
Corey
against
Shudo,
the offense.
5'10"
6-man line.
And you heard the penalty. Not enough people on the line. So it'll be a 3rd and 8.
Good shot of father and son.
Well, they're having a nice Thanksgiving, or they will. Warner and Cordy come in. There you see them.
Ryan Murphy's done a great job of quarterbacking this Pirate team all season.
Again on 3rd down. And fighting for yardage, doing very nicely, Nick Pittigo, number 27, a senior. Pittigo.
27, Nick Pettigrew, the ball carrier.
Up close to the 1st down, but he will be short. Gets to the 30, so it'll be a 4th down. Swallow comes in. There he is, brings in the play. And they will go for the 1st down on 4th and 4. Turn around, they give it to Pittigue again, and he is close, but seems to be about a yard short. Steve Musselman, the linebacker, sophomore, coming in, number 51, for the stop. Under 3 minutes to go. Will they measure? No, he is short. Had to get to the 27, and he is considerably short of that. So
County will take over on down.
Chuck Cordy saying, all right, everybody, back up. And Stark County had their chances, certainly in the 3rd quarter. As you see, their fans very disappointed now. But how disappointed can you be when you're so much better than dozens of teams and you're 2nd in the state?
Well, the tough part of this is, it turns out they lose their very first game, then win 12 in a row, and then lose their last game of the year.
Newton to throw. Looking. Got his man Knowles. And Galena will give that one up all day long. Only gains about 5 yards.
By Josh Frank.
Josh Frank and David Wachter on the stop. Clock at 2:36 and counting.
No gain.
Actually, no gain on the play. Maybe a yard.
Gary Johnson over at Stark County was at Wyoming High School for 20 years before he took over the head job here at Stark County.
2nd and 10. Mayhair, and he is wrapped up immediately by Casey Kaiser before he gets out of the backfield. And that has been the story. Wes Mayhair, 2,500 yards the past 2 seasons. Certainly has a couple of fine seasons ahead of him, but he has been stopped today, and there is Casey Kaiser wrapping him up like a Thanksgiving present.
Well, the defense of Galena, as they were heralded to be, that was their big trump card coming into this season, has proven to be the case with 7 starters back from last year's outstanding team.
7 shutouts and going for their 8th this season alone. Mayhair again with 1:30 to go. Vincent McCoy together with Matt Ohms. Clock running now. There's Tim Vincent. Quite an athlete. And the Galena Pirates fans start the cheering now as we come to the final 60 seconds. On 4th and 8. Newton in punt formation. And again, the safeties, Pettigrew and Herrick are back. And they'll just let this one bounce forever. Down at the 31-yard line. Well, while we have a moment, we'd like to thank our spotters, Keith Hasselbacher for Galena, Gary Forlines for Stark County. We certainly appreciate their help, along with Brian Dyer. Chuck Cordy calls a timeout. He wants to get some more subs in with 43 seconds to go. Coming up next, of course, the 2-way game. Malik Central against St. Joseph Ogden. Brian Davis, Al Harris will be in the booth to bring you that one, and we'll be back for the 3A clash tonight, and that should be a good one. Harrisburg and Caneland. That'll be on Sports Channel Plus at 4:30, followed by the big rematch. The 4A final. Can Providence do it again? Let's go down to Dyro Joyner.
All right, guys, the Pirates right now are just 43 seconds away from taking the state championship. You see Coach Cordy on the field right now, and a lot of people don't realize how close these kids really are. A lot of these kids started off playing Pop Warner together at a very young age, like 8, 9, 10 years old, and they've been together ever since. And so this is a special thing for these guys because last year they made it to the semifinals and lost. And a couple of years they've been there, but really never been able to pull it off. And this has got to be a very special moment for these kids, especially the seniors who have grown up together and now see their dream fulfilled about 43 seconds away. Back to you guys up in the booth.
Okay, DJ. The quarterback now is Jamie Watson, and he's got a new backfield behind him. And let's see if we can get everybody's name right. That's Corey Shudo. There is Chuck Cordy. His 88th win. As we told you, he never played organized football. Came to school 28 years ago, began to be the assistant coach, and then moved into the coaching lines. And he has got himself a state championship. The clock ticks away. The Pirates are celebrating. Lots of joy in the northwest part of the state of Illinois. The Hills are alive with a title. The Class 1A champion Pirates are celebrating now. Well, the pylon is on. The Pirates do rule. They are the champions. 14-0 over Stark County. We'll be back with the awards, and we'll talk to Chuck Cordy after this. Our bunch of celebrating Pirates as we rejoin you here from Hancock Stadium. Mike Lederman along with Jack McInerney, Dyro Joyner along the sidelines, and there is Chuck Cordy and his champion, the 1A championship team, the Pirates of Galena.
It's very true. The first play of the ball game is a touchdown, and that was a real backbreaker, as it turns out. And I think psychologically it was a big play because they had lost Michael Cox, their leading rusher, their leading pass receiver, leading scorer. He was an all-state player, and they go up on the very first play and make a big play for a score.
And then they come back again with a trick play, takes them down inside the 5, and on fourth down they shoot that slant in, get a touchdown to Adam Einsweiler over the air. And that was really it. Stark County certainly had its moments. They had excellent opportunities, but could not convert even down from the 1-yard line. A couple of key penalties. There are the Rebels. Obviously disappointed now, but they certainly can hang their heads high.
1A game is Stark County High School.
Disappointed today, but tomorrow they'll rebound.
Well, this was a school, again, that was combined about 6 years ago. The towns of Wyoming and Toulon, up northwest of Peoria. If you're passing through, be sure to check out the Rock Island Trail. Right, lots to do up there. And they have done extremely well. They've been in the playoffs 3 of the past 4 years. And there's Gary Johnson and his club. Excellent year, coming off an opening loss, going through 12 wins in a row and getting downstate here, and certainly acquitting themselves well, and they are taking home the second-place trophy right now.
Secretary Gary Collins of Monmouth and Patrick Sullivan of Roxana. School principal Dr. Stephen Bell, Coach Gary Johnson, and the captains of runner-up.
You know, when you think about it, and Gary Johnson said this at halftime, 3 plays on either side of the ball, and it's a different game, but that's why they play them, of course. 3 big plays, and Stark County couldn't make the ones they had to make.
And as it turns out, it was the plays that Stark County never got off. On the 1-yard line, they'll jump offside, and then on the very next play, they jump offside again. And instead of having 1st and goal on the 1-yard line,
next thing you know, it's 1st and 2nd and goal on the 11.
Makes it tough, especially when you're not a real potent throwing team.
Well, you saw number 44, Zach Anderson, outstanding defensive end. He played beautifully today. Caused a fumble.
shot
Did
of
a
Gary.
fine job, yeah.
Gary Johnson
And
getting
now the second place trophy
his
will
medal.
be presented to the
It's
Rebels
a great
of
career,
Stark
head coach
County,
for 20 years at
who finished
Wyoming with a
the
record of
season with a final
104
record of 12
wins, 66 losses.
and 2 losses.
Then he takes over at Stark County, 43 and 18 in the last 6 years. Overall record of 147 wins,
Congratulations,
93
Rebels.
losses, and 6 ties. A Hall of Famer, Gary Johnson. Great job.
And he's got a lot of talent coming back. You know, he's got certainly to start with Wes Mayhair, who's only a sophomore. 14 touchdowns this year, and you know, 1,300 yards, 2,500 yards in 2 seasons.
That is amazing, truly amazing. There's only been a handful of backs in careers that have had the stats he's had in the last year.
They'll also bring back Jesse Stevens, the wing back, and Van de Velde, who played such a good game at corner. And there you look at Chuck Forty and the Galena Pirates. And Don Robinson of the IHSA with him and his coaching staff. And let's not minimize the job he's done either. Again, he has coached for 10 years, been at the school for nearly 30.
And the individual awards will be
30
presented
years
to
at the
Coach
same
Cordy
location.
and his team captain.
He's had a great career, 10 years. He's 87 and 26.
Now he's 88.
Now he's 88.
And there's Michael Cox. Again, he got a chance to run a play despite his injury. And his sub, Michael Gratton, did a nice job today. And of course, he did such a beautiful job in the semifinal with 4 touchdowns, including an 80-yarder. And a defense that forced 4 turnovers in the semifinal as well.
You know, it's amazing. About 10 years ago, Mike, when we were up here watching these kids get their awards, if you remember, half of them had to wear babushkas or headbands to keep their hair off their face and everything else. And now,
yes, times have changed.
Goes around, comes around.
There they are, the 1A champion, undefeated Galena Pirates. Well, General Grant, I'm sure, is smiling down from wherever he is.
That concludes the awards presentations for the Class 1A championship game.
Of course, General Grant will live in Galena. And next time you go through, you'll know that they're the home of the champs. We'll be back.
Hit by anybody, well, they were at least on the field for a play.
Pirates, they are meeting their fans and moms and dads and friends. Boy, that's a wonderful feeling. Let's go down on the field now. Dyrol Joyner has got winning coach Chuck Forty.
All right, Coach, a very emotional moment for you after the ball game. I caught up with you, and you had a tear in your eye. This award, this title, a long time coming for you.
It really is, and I'm going to have a whole lot more tears than that one. It's just a wonderful thing. I'm a very emotional person, and this is something that our community has wanted for years and years and years, and we've finally been able to give it to them, and with a great bunch of kids, just an absolutely great bunch of kids.
Now, before the ball game, you said there was no added pressure coming in here undefeated. Now, since you've won the championship, there's no dispute about who's number 1.
I hope that's right, and that's what I thought coming in. I wanted to be undefeated coming in, so that if we did win the championship, nobody could come back and say, well, we beat you, so you guys, you know, you may have the championship trophy, but, you know, we know that we're as good as you are. Right now, we think we're better than anybody.
Can you talk about the seniors that did a great job today? Michael Cox didn't play that much, but Grant came in, as well as your son Matt came in and played superb football today.
Well, they really did, and it's been our senior leadership all the way through, and I really feel that, you know, you can have great juniors, you can have great sophomores, but you really need the senior leadership, and we certainly had it this year. These are a group of kids that we started out, I think, with 27 football players when they were freshmen, and we still got 25 of them playing right now, and I think that's a real remarkable thing for a small school as we are. There's only about 81 kids in the whole class, and to have 25 of them playing football is tremendous.
Can you talk about the special relationship with these kids that go way back to Pop Warner days, and these guys kind of grew up together?
Well, they really did. These kids have played ball, football, they played basketball, they played soccer. You know, I've had them to my house. My boy has been to their houses. You know, it's just been a tremendous group. The one thing that you really notice about this, and I think that everybody really notices, is that when one of the starters is out, they're all cheering for the substitutes as much as if, you know, if they were in there doing the thing themselves. And it's just such a wonderful, real team. And I just cannot emphasize the word team too much.
And we saw what you guys did offensively, in the first half, scoring those 14 points. But what may be overlooked but shouldn't is the defensive effort that was put out there today.
Our defense has been tremendous all year. We've got about 8 kids that started last year on our defensive unit, made it to the semifinals. They came back this year, and they were even better. They know what each other's strengths are, what each other's weaknesses are, and they just feed off one another, and they are tremendous.
All right, Coach, very quickly here. You look up here, you see all the fans cheering. It's got to be a very great day for you.
Oh, and this is the best. This is the absolute best.
All right, Coach, congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, let's go back upstairs to the guys.
$5 each.
All right, Coach, and Dyrol, this is it, the Pepsi play of the game right off the bat. First play from scrimmage, a little play fake from Brian Murphy, and he finds his man, Matt Cordy, all alone for 6. Jack?
Well, you get the adrenaline rush on that first play, and they got the defense chomping at a big running play with the play action, and they go for 6 and get it.
So that is our Pepsi play of the game. All the action really in the first quarter. The third quarter should have belonged to Stark County. They didn't get it done, and that's why the folks in blue have that championship.
Well, the mistakes really hurt them down in the goal line. They had 2 consecutive offsides before they ever ran a play. That put them out of good field position. They were unable to recover from that, and they could not get in the ball game. It was really a defensive struggle back and forth, but Stark County had their opportunities but could not capitalize on it.
As we told you, no scoring after the first quarter. Taking a look at some of the final statistics, the ground game was certainly what Stark County came here with, and that was bottled up extremely well by the folks from Galena. Galena passed when it had to. Stark County, again, had 1 good completion, but really that was about all she wrote.